That's better.
There.
Oh, are we live? Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Welcome to DIY is my happy place. We are so excited. Tonight is going to be the best night. We're celebrating 100. What do you call them? I say videos.
I say content videos.
Content videos. I'm Amy, and this is Tim. And tonight we're going to have two guests that are going to be coming along any minute. I'm so excited. But before they come on, we'll see if they get here in time. All right, what do you have to say, Tim?
Okay, so first let's go with the contest, right? We're going to give away your gnome.
Okay, so let me get the gnome out here.
So we've been tracking those who have already mentioned to us that you've
Explain what it is for anybody who came on, and then explain the tracking.
So we're going to give away this gnome, and we'll ship it to you free. So whoever the winner is will get this original gnome that Amy made, and we will send it to you. And we're going to do a drawing right at 8 o'clock Central Time. So make sure you're on at least at 8 for sure.
Okay, so you may be wondering, how do I get into the drawing? Where's our lighting guy? I think we need a little more light. Okay, our lighting guy. So how you enter the drawing is you share out this tutorial to 3 people. And as soon as you've shared out with 3 people, then you come along on our live right now and you put in the comments that you have shared out with 3 people. And it's completely on your honor, of course. And then your name will go into a drawing for the gnome. Now, just so you know, there are people who, because we posted a video earlier today explaining how this was all going to work. And some people have already shared out and already commented and let me know. And some of them on some of my other social media platforms. And we have those already in a jar ready to draw. So if you've already commented and let me know that you've shared out with 3 people, your friends and family, then your name is already in. So I just need my top producer over there to hand me the jar. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have a whole crew tonight. Yes, because of our fancy guests. So this is who has already made shared out some to the friends about our live tonight. So our goal is coming along to get everybody a chance at winning our gnome that says, what does it say? I'll be your friend no matter what. Okay, so go ahead and put that to the side. All right. Okay, where should I put her so she's not in the way? I'm going to put her back here. Yeah. Right there. How about that? Is that too much in the way?
No.
No.
Oh! She just fell. Okay.
Okay.
All right. She's okay.
Okay. All right. We have people on. I'm so excited. Look at, we have JL Murphy. Welcome.
Welcome back. JL's one of our regulars.
Okay. I hope you have support you can read because I can't see that very well. But I'm so happy to see you. Christy's here. Hello.
Mandy Johnson. Becky
Johnson.
Overberger. Hello.
I know Becky Overberger already has her name in the hat.
Kim Wenzel. She's already got her name in the hat.
Yes, I recognize. Janet.
JL, one of our regulars. Hi, JL.
Welcome. Oh my
Mary
goodness,
Graham.
we're so happy. Okay, if you are confused about our drawing, please let us know in the comments and we'll see what we can do to make it more or less confusing.
Yeah,
okay.
It should be pretty easy. Just mention in your comments that you've shared and we'll get your name down.
And we have crew that's just writing as fast as they can as soon as you get your 3 shares out. So we're so excited. Okay, so today we're going to wait until, at 8 o'clock is when we'll do the drawing for the gnome. And then after the gnome drawings, when we'll announce our big announcement. Is that when we do our announcement?
Sure.
Okay.
You're the queen, so
Yeah.
whenever.
Okay.
Whenever you say.
So why don't you introduce our first guest that's going to be here tonight?
So we had the long lost cousin of a famous talk show host reach out to us, and again, this is the long lost cousin. So Nellie Clarkson is going to join us.
Nellie, come on!
Yeah.
Hello! I'm such a big fan!
I'm so glad you could come, Nellie.
The folks backstage gave me this and put it right here.
Oh,
So nobody
perfect.
forgets who I am, because
Oh,
I am famous.
you
So
are so famous, Nellie.
I'm
I'm
so
so
sad.
glad you're here.
these are darling!
Oh, well, thank you. We have some new merchandise,
Oh, I
which
just
is
love
kind
it.
of exciting.
I love it.
So, yes, Nellie.
Okay, well, I have some questions for you. If
Okay.
you would like to answer them.
All right. I'd love to.
Okay, what was your first video on YouTube, and what inspired you to get started?
Oh, that's such a good question. So, my first video was actually, I did 7 years ago, and I showed how to epoxy a table. And I have to say, I didn't know for sure if it was going to work. And so I just kind of videoed my process along the way. And it was a little bit of a learning curve. And I posted that video because I thought, hey, it worked. Maybe somebody else will want to know how to do this and try my little tricks. And then after that, it was 4 years before I posted my second video. And I'll go ahead and tell you what my second video, that was refurbishing these stairs. I did a whole tutorial on those.
I love that one, actually.
Yeah, and these stairs are my #1 viewed video, the technique that I used there. And that was 4 years later. And then I did nothing for another, so basically for 7 years, I did nothing. And then last year, a year and a half ago, I started seriously taking this serious and posting all the time.
Oh, we're glad you did.
All the time.
So now we're at 100 videos, over 100. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, I love it. It's always interesting to hear what inspires people and how they got going. So my next question is, what is your most viewed video, or what are your most viewed videos on YouTube?
Okay, that's a good question. So I have a little bit of a cheat sheet over here. My top video is the stairs, the tutorial of how to do the stairs, because I was able to take ugly stairs with carpet and make them look like this for $100 or less. So that's the #1 view, and it's been out there for a while. So that one has 63,000 views. So for little old me, that's pretty good. And then my second.
Well, and just going back to this,
Yeah.
the stairs. So our stairs were fully wrapped in carpet.
Right.
It wasn't just carpet going down the top.
Yeah.
So when she redid them, she literally had to take the carpet off of every square inch of the stairs.
It was a nightmare. And he was at work and he came home and he's like, what did you do? And I didn't have a plan. And I was just making it up as I go along. And it's funny, we had just watched the movie, the one where they go to the moon.
Oh, Interstellar?
No. And then they get, it has Tom
Oh, Apollo 13.
Apollo 13. We had just watched Apollo 13.
Oh, yes.
It was based on a true story. And basically the rocket gets stuck and they can't get back home and they have to figure out how to fix a problem. I'm not giving it a very good description.
Yeah.
But basically there were people on Earth that had a whole bunch of supplies given to them, engineers or whatever, and they said, this is what they have on the rocket. And they have to use these supplies to fix the problem that's up there. And so you have 24 hours to figure out how, using these products, you can make that rocket land safely home. And so they did, and they were able to figure that out. And I kind of do that with my DIYs. I try to take what I have or what I can get for a really reasonable price and create what I'm hoping for. So that's how that.
So I think the longest, by far the most difficult thing on the stairs was really turning the carpet off was pretty easy, but I remember pulling the staples
Pulling
is what
staples.
took
There
the longest.
was carpet glue that needed removed.
Yeah.
And then there were gaps in between because when the builders are building stairs, they don't care about little tiny gaps here and there because they're going to carpet it. So I had to fill those in, and all of that's on the video.
So anyway,
Okay, so to finish answering your question, then the other thing is I created my own style for gnome shoes, and I actually have tutorials, templates for those. My gnome shoes are my second highest viewed video.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give my top 5. My third one is my Valentine gnome. It was one of my first gnomes that I made. My first ones that I made didn't turn out very good, but my Valentine gnome is still one of the easiest, most simple way to make a gnome. And that one has gone a little crazy. And my solar lights. Those are my top 5.
I love it. I actually have the funniest story for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
My dog Nathan, he watches the gnome videos on repeat. The gnome shoes video. So we might be responsible for that.
I love
We
that
might
so
be.
much.
He loves it.
that's a smart dog.
Yeah,
He's
Nathan's a good puppy.
very smart puppy. I love that Nelly.
Yeah.
Nelly
So one of
Clarkson.
his favorite videos. But my next question for you is, what are your top 10 favorite videos that you've made?
Okay, so those are the top that people have viewed. I have to say that my favorite videos aren't necessarily the most viewed. And I think that there could be a couple of reasons for that. I'm not really very good at describing what I did. So I'm trying to get better at that so it's even out there for people to find. So anyway, my top 5, for sure, the technique, where do we put our gnome? It's over there. The technique that I came up with for the standing gnome. And this, I just really wanted to be able to make a standing gnome that's lightweight and easy to do, and also mostly made from Dollar Tree supplies. So that technique is definitely my favorite, and I do it with a lot of different gnomes. So there's a lot of different styles and ways that you can do that, but definitely the gnomes. I got some pictures here. The Dollar Tree sconces that I've made a lot of these. They're kind of all over my house. This hasn't
I
gone
can
real
vouch
big,
for that.
but I think this is fantastic. I think that the fact that it's made with a napkin holder wire thing that you get from the dollar store, I love these. And then, let's see, my cupcake stand. So I did this for my son and daughter-in-law's wedding. I made a cupcake stand, and I created, it's funny because we were just at Menards on Saturday, and I was getting something for a
You
different
guys
craft.
know Midwest will know Menards. Everybody
know.
else is like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Menards.
LA girl.
Yeah. So we were coming out of Menards, and we had this big round wooden thing that I was working on. I'm working on redoing a bistro table. And a lady came up to me and she said, "What are you doing with that? What are you trying to make?" And I said, "Oh, I explained it." And she said, "Oh, I've been trying to figure out how to make a cupcake stand." And I said, "Let me tell you." She was explaining what she wanted, and this is the perfect thing. Anyway, so I don't want to go too long on that, but cupcake stand definitely was one of my favorite. The other one that I love is the fact that we painted the exterior of our home. And I did this tutorial not to show the perfect way to paint, because there's a lot of professional painters out there. That's who you should be watching. But the main reason why I did this tutorial was I just wanted to show that if you watch enough tutorials on how to do something, you can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we saved a lot of money by doing that.
Took us a day and a
Couple
half
days.
or so, but
We really prepared. The prep time was a lot,
Yeah.
but then the actual painting wasn't bad. And then, how many have I gone to? My next favorite thing is doing, is my technique that I use to do stripes. I don't know if you can see this one very good, but I love
painting on
painting,
interior painting.
interior painting and doing perfect stripes and pinstripes. So that is definitely one of my favorite.
One of mine too.
And then thank you, Nellie. And then anything with epoxy. I have epoxied so many things. I started with my table, and it makes him a little crazy. I've epoxied countertops in all the bathrooms
And kitchen.
and kitchen. I created my own tile that I epoxied and did tile backsplash in the kitchen. Epoxy for sure. I think that's,
Yeah, I think that table actually will last into the next century.
yeah, we epoxied that 7 years ago, it's still going strong. I'm ready to have it look a different color. There's one thing about me, I love colors. I don't think there's a surface in my house that hasn't been painted or changed. And I change my mind every few years. And the fact that that table's been the same color for 7 years, it's time for a new color. I change my hair color. I love color. So Okay, my last one is one that I just recently did, and that is the bird feeder. And we love to watch the birds, and it's so simple, so easy. A 2-year-old could make it. So,
In fact, we were sitting in the office today looking out the window.
Yeah.
And we realized that the birds had eaten all the birdseed off the one, so you had to replace it.
Yeah.
It was like completely
gone.
Grazed over.
Grazed over.
Yep.
They're just having a great time.
So it's one of your favorites, one of our favorites, and the bird's favorite.
And
And the bird's
I
favorites.
love it, Nellie. I love it.
So out of all these favorite videos you've done, do you have any tutorials that you would do differently now?
Oh, what a great question.
Mm.
I'm sure I do. I have to say that when I first started, especially with the gnomes, sometimes the proportions weren't exactly right. So the one thing that I figured out is that you need to have the head quite a bit bigger. And anyway, I can look at some of my gnomes and think, oh, I want to redo that. I want to redo that one. This is one of my favorite, like these 2 St. Patrick's Day gnomes. And this was one of my first standing gnomes. I really do like those, but I probably did, 20 St. Patrick's Day gnomes before I found 2 that I liked. So yeah, I definitely would redo that. Good question, Nellie.
Yeah.
I love it.
We all have things we'd like to redo.
Yes.
But we like to see new things from you in the future. So what type of videos can we expect from you going forward?
Oh, that's a good question. I always have more gnomes going around in my head. What was it that we were talking about just the other day? We were I still haven't done my mermaid one. I did do a ballet one, but I haven't done the tutorial yet. Ballerina on point.
Hippie.
We did hippie. We had there's always gnome ones going around in my head. Those and coming up with new techniques. It's funny because I was doing something with hot glue, and I needed it to drip. I don't want to make a long story longer, but basically I had hot glue that was dripping down and then landing on something. And then I looked at it, and it looked so cool. I'm like, that can become gnome hair. And that's kind of how sometimes my creations, because it really looked cool. And that's how sometimes I come up with different ideas. So definitely that. Let's see. Oh, I in my brain, I have things going around for a cat condo. So
I have 5 cats of my own.
Oh, really, Melanie?
Yes, I live alone with my cats. Yeah,
well, a cat condo would be just the right thing for you. And for some reason, I'm thinking like my visual of it would be like they have a window where they can, be snug in but still look out and have all different sizes, scratch pads, the whole thing. So cat condos high on my list. Strawberry planters coming soon, and they're going to be self-watering. I'm really excited about the idea I've got for that one. I have some more ideas for solar lights. Solar lights have been one of my top viewed things, and I have them all around. And now it's been a year since I did those, and they're still working great, but I just can't get enough solar lights in my yard. I think those are.
I remember seeing a comment about your solar light one, and they were talking about the ones you get at Dollar Tree are dim. They're not as bright as some of the others you can buy at the bigger stores. But one thing I've noticed is with our backyard, it gets very dark. There's not a lot of ambient light.
Yeah.
So when those solar lights are on, they actually look great because we have them up on our fence too, and they're plenty bright. I wouldn't maybe light a sidewalk with them, but for decoration in our background, it's
okay,
awesome.
We better ask our producer. Do we have any questions that we should be answering?
I haven't seen any.
Okay.
I've been looking.
Okay, great.
Well, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
You and Tim are just YouTube sweethearts. Tim, how much do you love helping Amy with this? I know we've talked about glitter, we've talked about all of the things, and we see you trying your best. So we want to know.
I am not. I'm crafty challenged, but I have plenty of creativity.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I love doing lives with Amy is because then I look at it as from the novice perspective. So.
Which I'm sure all of us.
Yeah.
Some of us like me.
so funny because I'm really crafty and I'm really a DIYer. So I just love to look at anything and figure out how I can do it myself. But our time or whatever, that isn't my thing. I can't. That is Tim's thing. Like he can paint beautiful, and I don't mean like it's funny because we have paint a wall, and then paint a portrait. He's the paint the portrait guy. I'm paint the wall kind of person. So I would say we have what do we call it? Opposite? No, how's that?
Complementary opposites.
Complementary opposites. That's what we are.
Well, I'm sure that's why we all love you so much. You guys are just the best. Thank you for having me on your live today.
Nelly.
This is the highlight of my life, and I mean that.
And tell her when you finally meet your cousin, tell her we said hi.
Yes.
So,
maybe next time if I
maybe
get
next
invited
time.
to the next family reunion. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so
Yes,
much. Nelly.
thank you for having
That
me.
was so fun.
I'm taking this as proof, so I
All
hope your
right.
crew doesn't mind. And this.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to introduce our next
Yeah.
guest?
So again, we had a funny thing happen to us. We had somebody reach out to us.
Wait, before you do that, we better explain for anybody who came on late. Explain what's going on with our gnome.
With our gnome giveaway.
Yes.
So
hand
if
up the
you've
gnome.
shared with 3 different people.
Hand up the gnome.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
If you've shared with 3 different people, then put your name in the chat and let us know that you've shared, and we'll make note of it. We'll put your name in the drawing for this gnome, and then we'll ship it to you, and we'll work out all the details afterwards.
Okay. Very good.
Did
I
that work?
hope that we're making sense there. Okay. You get to introduce our next
Yeah,
guest.
so we had another funny thing happen where, again, a long lost relative of a famous late night talk show host reached out to us, and we're like, we would love to have Gimme Fallon on. So, Gimme, would you join us up here? And I know you're.
Hello, everybody.
Gimme.
Hello.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet
Hello.
you, Gimme.
I'm going to go ahead and throw my name up here as well. I figured it's only fitting. My name is Gimme Fallon.
Well,
Pleasure to
welcome.
be here. Pleasure to be here. Very nice set you have here, by the way. Love the producers in the back.
Yes.
My goodness, these are even nicer up close. Make sure we get that in the shot there. Very nice. Very nice. Well, thank you so much for having me here. I know that this live is a bit out of my league, but I'm going to try to do my best with these questions and everything, and we'll kind of see where they go.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I think we'll go ahead and kick things off here. I know when I watch your videos, you make everything seem so easy. Everything that you do, everything that you build, it just seems like you can whip it together with no problem. But in your opinion, what was the most difficult project that you have done thus far?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, let me first of all say what you see in the tutorial isn't what I went through to get it to that point. I always do over and over and over until I figure out the best, most efficient way and the way that actually works. So you don't see all my fails. I'm not doing YouTube fails. So there definitely have been some of those. We've talked about it before that my first 2 or 3 gnomes that I made got thrown away. They were so bad. I was looking at a gnome and I was trying to create it. It didn't turn out. But okay.
I'm sure they're still better than anything I could have made, though.
Well, tell me what the question was again.
Most difficult project that you have done thus far.
Definitely, I would say epoxying my entire kitchen counters. And here's the reason why. Epoxy, when you start pouring epoxy, you have to pour it all. You can't have seams, and we have a really big kitchen. And so to pour all the epoxy, get it straight and all of that was something. I definitely
Get the
would
bubbles
not
out before it starts to
get the
dry.
bubbles out, get everything level.
Yeah.
And I have done, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 tables over the years. That tutorial that I did was the first time I did a tutorial, but I've done them quite a bit. I definitely would not recommend pouring epoxy for countertops as your first epoxy job. You have to kind of know what you're doing. So yeah, definitely pouring epoxy one of the harder things. But when you get it right, it can look like marble. It can upgrade your entire kitchen, bathroom, table for, under $200. Whereas if you were to try to refinish it, I mean, countertops are so expensive.
Yeah, you can cut on it. You can do all kinds of stuff to it.
Yeah.
It's rock solid. So.
Yeah, what would you say? What were you going to say?
I have a completely different
Okay,
one.
let's hear it.
So what she hasn't shown yet is the fact that we tiled our floor.
Oh yeah.
And that one was,
Oh,
that was hard.
that was.
Now I know why people pay a lot of money to have
That was
folks come in and
absolutely the
tile.
worst one. You're right. You're so right. So
Because it was what, probably
3 years ago, maybe.
yeah, and it's probably maybe 600 square feet
Oh, yeah.
of tile.
So I'll tell you the story with that. You have
Please
such
do.
good,
Please
such good questions. How do I say?
Give me-
It's gimme. I believe it's somewhere deep in Eastern Europe is the etymology of the name, but I've heard it all at this point. So,
All right,
but gimme is the correct pronunciation.
Good job, Gimme Fallon. Okay, so here's the thing. I was at the Habitat Restore. I like to go there and see if I can find things that I can flip or whatever. And this one day they brought in, or there was things covered. There was a ton of tile, and it was all the same color, and that's rare. Usually you can only just get like 4 things of tile or whatever, and they were the great big.
Yeah, they're 12 by 24.
12 by 24, and they were all the same color.
And they're beautiful.
This gray with kind of a little bit of a gold speckle in it, silver speckle, and I loved it, and it was really a good price. And I was like, "How much is it?" And they said, "Well, it's this price, but it's not going to go on sale for a week." And I was thinking, some contractor is going to come in here and buy it all up. And so I called Tim and I said, "I think we should just buy this. I'm going to be there the minute it goes for sale. I'm going to buy it, and we can tile our whole entire living room, entranceway, everything."
Easier said than done.
And so we were just like screaming because we got this tile for such a deal. So then we got the tile. We figured out lifting the tile. It couldn't go in a car because it was too heavy and it was too much. We overbought what we needed because we got such a good deal. Okay, make a long story short. Once I got it home and I started doing my YouTube videos to see how do I lay this tile, because I have helped lay tile one time, but I was just kind of the cutting person. I didn't really. And I figured out that there was so much involved with tiling, so much. And if your first tiling job is large tile, I wouldn't recommend that, because you do anything wrong, you step on it and it's going to crack. Anyway, we were doing that. Oh, and I had to rope him in, roped in our son. We were working nonstop. But now that it's done,
You're just talking about how much you love it.
Might be my favorite thing, even above the epoxy countertops, because we got it done correctly. And like, we had all the grandkids over yesterday, and some of them had Skittles and sticky things, and I don't have to worry. I can just wipe it right clean, so it's perfect. So
That's
there's
great.
my answer.
I love
Thank you.
No problem.
Jiminy.
I would like to bring it back just a little bit to the countertops. Now, I've done some little projects with epoxy, but I've never done something of that scale. But what I've done with the epoxy, I've noticed that the smell is very horrendous when it comes to epoxy. I'm curious, is the epoxy that you use, was it the same that way? Did it stink up the whole house? Or did you have some special flower scented epoxy that I just somehow didn't know about when I was doing my projects?
Question. The fact of the matter is, if you're doing epoxy, it's going to smell. But 2 things to remember. Anytime you're using epoxy, you need to be completely out of the house for it to dry, because any kind of movement will cause lint or dust, and any dust that lands on it it'll be there permanently. So you really get the epoxy down how you want it, and then you get out. You stay away for the whole night. Don't be in that room, wherever it is, and close the door and stay away. So yes, it smells, but you need to be away from it anyway. What's crazy is it really does dry overnight. You come back in the next morning. If you try to touch it like a few hours too soon, you'll mess it up. And it always knows if you try to do it early, it'll tell you.
Yeah.
So but then once it's dry, there's no smell.
That's great. That's great. I mean, I wouldn't want my kitchen counter stinking up the whole kitchen for the rest of
No.
for the rest of my time in that house. So it's
And
good
the
if the
best, the
smoke
other
goes
thing
away.
is it's a little bit what it kind of seeps back in, leveling, fixing, I don't know what you call it. But anyway, if you cut on it and there's like a cut, you see a cut mark, and you're like, oh no, I've ruined my epoxy. And then you come back 2 weeks later and you go, where was that cut? Like it's
Self-repairing.
self-heals or something.
Yep.
A little bit. On a
Yeah,
little scale.
I
I
did
did not take a chainsaw to it,
I wouldn't
but
do that.
but some little cuts and bruises here and there.
kind of
should work
going
itself
back
out.
to the smell
Yeah.
and everything
Yeah.
of it. It is pretty strong. And in fact, right after we did that, I noticed that our goldfish would just swim right into the glass all the time. So I know that smell permeates the water and
What
can
are you talking
cause
about?
some brain damage.
We don't have a goldfish.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I'm sure crazy.
Oh wait, that was me that kept walking into walls.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
common
it's
mistake.
comedy hour here. Yeah.
I love it. All right, so kind of going back a little bit further to your bread and butter, at least as of right now, back to the gnomes.
Yes.
I know I personally, I've been bitten by the gnome bug, right? I've got gnome fever. What can I say? What about gnomes makes them so fun and so addictive to craft, do you think?
Oh, what a great question. So I really started gnoming, so to
Mhm.
speak,
I'm sure in Merriam-Webster we would find that.
Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
It's a word.
It's a
And
word.
if it's not, it's going to be.
Mhm.
In 2020, and I have to say that making gnomes, making crafts in general, but especially gnomes, it's just kind of like therapy for me. So I started making gnomes, and the whole idea was I wanted to make them and give them to friends and neighbors. So I thought we're feeling a little down, and I certainly was. When we were in the quarantine, we don't want to talk about that. But, when everyone was locked down,
Mhm.
and I realized, making something for someone, like I have my little picture of my,
One of my favorites.
Oh yeah, the
my
ladybug.
ladybug gnome, making a gnome and then dropping it off to somebody. It was great because even if they're on some sort of diet or whatever, this is something that can just be a pick-me-up. So that's what gave me the gnome bug, I think. And then it's just gone on from there. This one's my favorite of all time. And this one came to me in a dream. A lot of them come to me in a dream. But I was just like, a gnome with pigtails and her purse and flip-flops and a necklace and a bracelet. Most of my gnomes always have bracelets. Oh, I don't have my bracelet on. I bet you Linda noticed that because she notices. I'm known for my bracelets. But anyway, yeah, so that got me going. So if you want to have free therapy, start gnoming. That's what
I think one of the things too that I've noticed is it's just such a creative outlet for you.
Yeah.
Like you can just showing, the gnomes that you show right there.
Yeah.
And in this one even,
Yeah.
the witches one.
I started making a lot of different holiday ones. So this is my witch gnome.
So just the creative ways you can do hair and do accessories and whatever.
I think my favorite thing though is the shoes. And I've done a few different shoe tutorials, but definitely there's so many different ways that you can make your shoes, and it's pretty simple. I like to make the shoes in advance and then you have something to work with. Like I create the shoes first and then design the gnome around the shoe usually.
I love that. One thing that I do love about the gnomes is the fact that you have so many options with them. You can make a gnome for just about anything.
Yeah.
I know we've seen plenty of different kinds from St. Patrick's Day to Valentine's Day, different holidays and things like that. We just had a hippie gnome tutorial recently. That was one of my favorites as well. I think the main thing around these gnomes is the accessories, the different things that you put on them and things like that. I know with the gnomes, there's a lot of different accessories you can put on them. You can give them different hats and different boots and different clothes, obviously, things like that. What accessory is your favorite to make? If you have a theme that you're going for, which part of the gnome are you most looking forward to doing for that theme?
Okay, so for sure the shoes, but I also just created a, it's kind of like a the hat for, can we say Harry Potter?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, like the Harry Potter hat.
Mhm.
And it's actually two hats in one to make it look wrinkly and like it's talking or whatever. That's my favorite. That's my favorite accessory. Well, aside from the purse. Where did I put that purse one? I mean, this purse is just perfect. Look at this purse. So cute. I like it. Oh. All right, we need to read some of the comments real
yeah.
quick. Okay, go ahead.
But one of the accessories that I like that you made is she's got a couple of tutorials on how to make food.
Oh,
and
yeah.
little gnome size things. She's got a one that's like a barbecue, and she's got a little grill and stuff
Yeah,
like
I don't
that.
have that one up here, but here's one that shows like April showers bring May flowers, and a little bit of like a drink and hat and galoshes.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that. And
It
then
just so happens that I have that.
oh, you
one.
have it. I didn't know you had that
Amazing.
over there. That is so funny.
Because this is one of my favorites. See, I'll get her up there kind of close. I got to
Yeah,
keep her in the
her
light so you
skirt
can
and
see her.
hat they were Easter baskets at the dollar store, and I thought those are
And
really
this-
cute.
This
little
is
hat.
hilarious right here. So yeah, I brought that one down because it's one of my favorites.
Well, I love it. Thank you. I didn't even see that was over there. That's a good one. All right,
Always
what other
keeping you on
question
your
do you
toes.
have for us?
Well, kind of if we're going along the same lines with these accessories, what accessory that you put on a gnome do you remember being the most challenging and time consuming of all of them?
Well, that's an easy answer, and I think I don't have a picture of it, but I was making a lemon gnome with a baker's hat, and my visual for the baker's hat, I just wanted it to look a certain way, and it just kept giving me trouble. I could not figure. I finally did figure it out, but that definitely was the most time consuming of all of my accessories was that baker's hat. If you don't get the hat right, the gnome really won't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you mind if we
I'd like to
take just a tiny break? You stay right here, but we need to just acknowledge a few
Oh, no,
people.
yeah.
I'm on your time. You do
All right.
whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
I'll take
Go
a
ahead.
sip from this beautiful mug here.
So we've got all kinds of folks on here, and they're all just Mary said that Gimme Fallon could actually be our son.
What?
Wow,
Imagine
I'm honored.
that.
I don't know about that. I really appreciate the compliment, though.
Yeah.
Well, we always love to hear where everyone is from.
Yeah.
Wherever you are from, if you don't mind
Yeah.
putting that in the comments. For some reason, it's so fun. We've lived in so many different places.
And we have lots of new faces, so welcome.
Yes,
And
welcome.
lots of
welcome.
usual folks that are we just
Did
love.
I see Ada on there?
Yes, Ada.
Ada!
Slaughter's on here.
All right. Who else is on there? Give us some names.
Um,
Just go along and give us some names.
Okay, we've got Pollyanna Cook,
Hi,
Bonnie
Pollyanna.
Winkler, J.L.
Bonnie.
Murphy's back with
All
us.
right, JL.
BCC, Sharon Collier, Mandy Johnson, Christy Call, Becky Overberger, Yvonne Young, Kim Wenzel, Christy Call, Janet Jill, yep, Mary Gannum, she's another one that joins us all the time, and Rosemary Gambola. We got lots. Donna Delinga, Pat Abernathy. She shared with 3 people also.
All right, Pat.
That's
JL.
one entrance in the giveaway. Make sure you put in the chat if you shared with
Yeah,
someone. We want to make sure we get your names in there so you can win that gnome.
That's right. If you've shared with 3 people, whether they're
Daisy
here or not,
Graber,
you get an opportunity to put your name in the drawing.
Nathan, Janet. Wow, we've got lots. Barbara Ralston. Lots of fun folks.
We're just so happy that you're here. We're so excited. We actually hit the 100 mark with YouTube videos. So we plan on keeping on going and keeping on creating as long as you all keep coming out.
Yeah, it keeps her sane, so I'm all for it.
All right, go ahead. Ask us some more questions.
All right. So I know you'd mentioned you had inspiration for one of your gnomes in a dream that you had. Where else would you say you draw your inspiration from when it comes to making these gnomes?
Okay, well, one place is from the comments.
Yeah.
People give me comments and they find my Facebook DIY is my happy place group, and they'll give me some inspiration there. They'll say, hey, how about this? You know what I really love too is when people make one of my gnomes, they use my tutorial, and then they send me a picture to show me how it turned out. I got a picture from, who was it? That was so cute. They actually found me on Instagram so that they could send me a picture, because you can't send it on YouTube. But they sent it, and it was the best
awesome,
shoes.
yeah.
So
It was
great. I mean, that's thrilling to me. That's exciting. So yeah.
Lots from your viewers.
Yeah. Now, what was the question that you had earlier? You said you were gonna.
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. All right, keep
All
going.
right, sounds good. So I know with these gnomes, some of them just look so gosh darn real. Some of them I'll just be walking in a room and I'll see one on the shelf or something, and I'll start talking to it, and then it's only a little bit later that I realize that it's just one of the gnomes you made. But with how real these things look, surely they need to have names. Have you ever thought about giving them all a name and kind of forming that connection with them?
That is good question.
Yeah, one of the comments was they all have such great personalities.
They have great personalities. Every once in a while, when we're doing a tutorial, we'll ask people to offer up their names, and I think we get better ideas for names from the people. Sometimes we were naming them, weren't we? And now I've just made so many, I forget to name them, but I need to. That's a good point.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that to our attention.
It'd be fun to have a name the gnome.
Name that gnome.
Name that gnome.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Okay, keep giving us your thing, and then we'll go back to your questions.
Sounds great to me.
Let's see. Could you make a dog gnome?
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, definitely.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be just the normal gnome format. You could have some dogs, you can have some cats. Maybe that might be something for the future.
Pet market, yeah.
Especially if I'm making a cat condo, then that cat condo is going to need a cat gnome.
So Lisa Lake has invited 24 people.
Whoa, Lisa!
Wow. Yeah,
you
that's awesome.
are the best, and she did that earlier today. I remember seeing that early on.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
So I remember seeing a comment on one of your videos. I think today is the anniversary of one of your viewers, her wedding anniversary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I can't remember who it was, but holy smokes, let us know, because we want to wish you a happy anniversary.
Tell us if it's your anniversary, if it's your birthday, if you have any event going on, let us know. We'd love to. And go ahead and put in there, if you haven't already, where you're tuning in from. It's fun to see where everyone is.
Yeah, Roxanne. I know I'm gonna mispronounce this, Roxanne, so I apologize. Reich, or I think it's Reich. She also shared with 4 people.
Nice.
And we've got Renata. Again, I'm sorry for the names. Renata Doyen from Ontario, Canada. Kitchener, Ontario, Canada is with us tonight.
What's your weather like there?
Becky's from Ohio. Bonnie Winkler. Bonnie's been with us for a long time. She was wondering about a nun gnome.
Oh, wow. That would be fun to do.
Yeah,
it's a great
suggestion. that could definitely
that could work for
kind
sure.
of a sisters act.
Yeah.
Gnome.
Gimme
Fallon might like this one. Someone suggested a video gamer.
Huh.
Oh.
I can't say that I wouldn't appreciate that. That might be a good idea.
What would a video gamer look like? I can't even visualize this.
Well, they would need a couch.
Mm.
They would need somewhere comfortable to sit in, of course. Of course, they would need a controller in one hand. That would be important as well. Maybe a headset with a microphone, something along those lines, just to just a couple suggestions.
I like it. What
Mhm.
kind of clothing would they be wearing? Would
Something
they wear
comfortable.
a hat? Would they maybe a backwards hat? I
Could
don't
be
know.
a backwards hat, maybe a t-shirt and some shorts, maybe a t-shirt and some pants, something along those lines.
Okay.
You know, sometimes
What
you
kind
just
of
gotta be
shoes?
comfortable. Shoes are optional.
Oh,
Yeah.
optional.
You can have
Pajama
some
bottoms.
Socks,
Could be some pajama bottoms.
some crazy socks or pajama bottoms.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm liking this.
Lots of ideas with that one.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
very good.
Kristen Workman also shared it.
Kristen!
So Kristen, yeah, thank you.
Hi, Kristen.
Hannah says a Sound of Music gnome.
Oh yes, I love it. I have
The
a
hills are alive with gnomes.
meme
That's
that
pretty
goes
good.
around on Pinterest that says something about Sound of Music, like, why was Maria getting in trouble for singing in the Abbey while the nun was singing in the Abbey? You get that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hmm.
yeah, it's good times. Mary suggested a Snow White gnome.
Snow White.
Snow White would be, oh, we could get into the fair. Well, you could get into the fairy tales quite a bit, and I'll try to keep up with you.
Especially when our granddaughters, some of the fairy tales, we don't even know anymore, and they're naming off
All kinds of characters.
different
You don't know
characters,
who
and we
they
don't
are.
even know who they are.
So,
Well, my granddaughter wants me to do. We don't talk about Bruno.
oh yeah, Bruno, no?
We don't talk about Bruno. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a good one. Okay, go ahead. Give us more questions.
Well, I'm afraid I'm out of questions, but I do
Okay.
want to leave you guys with just one more thought.
Okay. all
As
right.
we're sitting here talking about these gnomes, all these different ideas for gnomes, so I'm kind of getting some inspiration here. I thought I might just want to run it by you, seeing as how you're the expert, of course.
Right. Right.
Along the lines of the Sound of Music gnome, I wonder if there's somehow some way that you can get your hand on one of those little sound boxes that they put in stuffed animals with the little battery packs.
Oh.
And maybe you could put that inside and make it so that if you squeeze the hand of the gnome or if you squeeze the belly or something, it plays a sound. I don't know if
that's pretty high tech.
they sell those somewhere, but that might be something to
That's a
look
good
into.
idea.
That might be a way to really step up the
Step
the
it up a
game
little
even
bit.
more. It's already at the ceiling. You could just break through the
Yeah.
ceiling a little bit.
Wow,
Well,
that's pretty.
you know, that reminds me of a question that you asked me earlier about flops. And I did have a gnome flop that's kind of similar to that. I had decided that I wanted to have the gnome's belly light up.
Oh.
So I took a plastic bowl and I put lights in it so that they would come from behind and it would just look like this Santa Claus gnome that was lit up. And I worked that and worked it, and I never could figure it out.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, I probably never showed it to you.
Hmm.
It was one of those that I tried and tried. I never did figure it out. But that's still one that's like, the puzzle is still going around in my head because I gotta know. All right, what do you guys think?
Lights in
Should we
the
do
belly.
our drawing and then give our announcement?
Well, it's not. We got 10 more
We got
minutes.
10 more minutes,
Yes.
okay.
We want to
All
make
right, well
sure
then
everybody's.
stay with us, Jiminy.
Sounds
Am I
good.
saying it right?
Give me
Give me.
that's
Remember, it's
okay.
Eastern European.
Give me-
Eastern
Give me
European,
Fallon.
a little bit
All right.
foreign.
Give us some
We're gonna-
questions. We want some questions.
Yes,
This is-
that's what I was going to suggest too.
Sure
Yeah.
you were.
I hope.
Give us some questions. You can ask us me a question, Tim a question, or you can ask
question. I won't know
Jiminy.
the answer.
If you have any questions you want me to relay to the late night talk show host, my cousin, go ahead and feel free to ask. Not sure I'll be able to get back to you with the response, but I will make sure to send it his way.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so I was thinking about how many of you that are our viewers actually have something that you do for therapy that's not therapy? Like, what is your therapeutic thing?
Oh yeah,
that
we
you
talked
do?
about this a little while ago.
Yeah.
This is good. Yeah.
Yeah, so what is your therapeutic thing that you do? For me, sometimes I like to go on to TikTok and I watch these Irish dancers that are twins and the sound and the rhythm of the clogging that they do.
I think you're also subscribed to their YouTube
Oh,
channel.
yeah, I'm subscribed to everything. Now that is therapy for me. Like, I love to watch their dance moves. I love to hear the clickety click, click, click. So yeah, that's a therapeutic thing that I do aside from my gnomes.
Aside from your gnomes. 'Cause
So yeah, each of you give me
you're-
your therapy thing that you like.
I like your gnomes because you give them away.
I give them away. Yeah.
There's always, without a doubt, at least once a week, she thinks of somebody that she can give a gnome to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. My therapy.
We might even need to get. I forget her
Nellie
name.
Clarkson.
Nellie to come back and answer this question too. Okay, go ahead. We'll see if we can get Nellie back.
Yeah. Let's see. Man, my therapy. Does laying in a hammock in the summer count? as
Absolutely.
therapy?
I suppose that could. But what is your thing that you like to do? Like if today you need something as a pick-me-up, what would be your therapeutic thing that you would do?
Mine-
You can
mine
switch
would
over
be,
to Jiminy.
uh,
No, I still
Gimme.
say it.
Excuse me, Gimme. I'm just gonna make this right over yours because mine's more important.
Well,
Don't
we
take a
might-
seat.
We might want to just share the love a little bit, of course. There we go. That'll work. Please take my
You
seat.
can also share a chair.
Oh no, please.
Well,
after
hey,
you,
but
man.
we have a whole
What a
Me
gentleman.
Too movement. We got to be careful.
Well, maybe it's better if Nellie
That's okay.
stands.
There's an
You
invisible
sit and
bench
Nellie
right here.
stands. So
Okay,
swap.
good idea. Good
That'll
idea.
work.
For the height. After you. Please, please.
Thank you.
We're about the same height now.
I'm
Okay,
still
now
taller,
we're
but-
cooking.
No.
All right, so everyone gets to answer the
Okay.
question. Go ahead.
I think my therapy would be something creative, doing something, whether it's my designing or painting or whatever, which I haven't done in years, and I get told that many times by my family members.
I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do. So yeah, something creative would be mine, I think.
Okay. Be watching to see what
Okay.
people are saying. I want to hear theirs.
No,
Go ahead.
Nellie, of course.
Nellie,
Please,
you're
after
up
you.
next.
I'd have to say mine is brushing my cats.
Oh,
All 5 of them.
All 5 of them.
Usually at once, I try to hold them in my feet. I just love the way it just really calms me down. I'm a pretty high strung person.
Do you brush your dog
Excuse me,
Nathan, of course?
I'm talking.
Oh, sorry.
So yes, it would be the cats. Yes, I do also have a dog named Nathan. Thank you, Gimme. He tries to he chases the cats around, typical cat dog behavior.
Of course.
But I actually take him to the groomer. I like him more than the cats. I'll admit it.
Dogs are very, very charismatic animals.
They can
Great pets to
be.
be.
I think he'll try to bite me if I don't groom him. He doesn't like
Sure.
to get real scruffy. So
good questions.
That's what I like
Good
to do.
answers. Okay, and what about you, Mr. Fallon?
Well, aside from hanging out with my cousin, of course, whenever we have time, I would say my therapy probably has anything to do with music. I'm adequate at a couple of instruments, so when I have the time to play, I try to play a little bit, but I almost always have time to listen to music, so I think I find a lot of solitude in listening to music and using it to kind of forget about my problems for a little bit, and sometimes even help deal with my problems. Sometimes you get a lot of inspiration for
Through
things
music.
that you're having through music. So
have you ever listened to my my cousin?
I don't think I'm familiar with your cousin.
Oh, she sings a song like what doesn't kill you makes you happier or something. Something like
I'll
that.
have to check it out.
She's a family favorite, but go ahead and give it a try. I mean,
Sure.
I have a few on YouTube too.
All right. What'd you
So
find?
Bonnie Winkler says that just petting her dog
Mm.
is therapy.
There's
That's-
something about when a dog is happy.
Yeah.
Or even a cat.
Like when
You
it's
hear
laying
that
laying its
purring.
head on your lap or something, and you just
Yeah. Oh, and do we have something to tell you about dogs in a minute?
Yeah.
Our big reveal.
Yeah. So
Coming up.
another one is Christy Call says refinishing furniture is her therapy.
Oh, yes.
Something you're familiar with.
Definitely familiar with. I just did a bistro table today, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that. She's not.
Well, I mean, I didn't get it done today.
Project.
Got up
Yeah.
early this morning and finished it.
Lisa Legg says watching crafting videos.
Well, and that's the other thing. I do like to watch
Oh, yeah.
videos of things that
Usually at like 5 a.m. or
I know it's
5:30.
a crazy hour in the morning. I like to watch crafting videos so much. I also like to watch crime shows. Not crime shows, but
true
crime,
crime.
true crime YouTubers.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Investigation. I
Yeah.
just want to solve everything. Yeah.
So Rosemary, she says she loves making wreaths and watching crafting videos.
Oh
Love
yeah.
a good review.
You made
wreaths.
some wreaths.
I've made some wreaths. I'm not real good at it. I might. Do you do tutorials, Rosemary? Because
Yeah.
I feel like that's something I need to learn more.
Oh, and Mary, she is into crocheting.
Oh,
And
now,
so she crochets gnome accessories and things like that. So
now
it's
I think
super
Mary
cool.
told us this
Yeah.
before. And did you say you did a wedding dress? Is that
She did.
crocheted a wedding dress? I
It's
went back
amazing.
and looked at the comments later, and I was like, "Did we acknowledge that's a pretty
Yeah.
big thing?"
That's amazing.
That is awesome. Okay, well, are we ready for the drawing? Do we have everybody's names in?
We got 5 more minutes.
No.
7:55.
Oh, well, I think we do the drawing now.
We could do the drawing, or we can make our big announcement.
Let's make our big announcement and then do the drawing. All right. Are you ready, Nellie and Gimme?
Gimme.
Gimme.
Yep.
Gimme. Are you ready
Okay.
for the announcement? What's that?
I'm on the edge of my seat over
I
here.
bet you
I have
are.
one.
I bet you are.
Yeah, okay, so we took the liberty of, because we wanted, one of Amy's goals for this whole YouTube thing is to create a community, and everybody has a great place, to kind of interact and be together. So, but we started a website called DIYismyhappyplace.com. I know it's a lot of letters strung together, but just type it with no spaces. DIYismyhappyplace.com, and it actually features some DIYs My Happy Place product, as well as some gnome products. So there's things like coffee mugs, dog bowl, or I shouldn't say dog, pet bowls, even a doggy sweater, not sweater, but shirt, tank top, I guess is what they call them.
Yeah.
T-shirts and coffee mugs, like I said, and crafting aprons.
You're gonna want to get one.
Yeah, so please go
And then-
visit her new website, DIYismyhappyplace.com, and check out her product. And if you don't see something that you're looking for, but you'd like it, let us know, because we'll add it to our collection.
And we have like the first 10% just on our launch day today that's on. And then we have a bunch more coming that it's just different quotes and things that I say a lot in my tutorials and whatever. I'm just so excited about it. It's a lot of
I
fun.
tell you what, if they're even half as good as these guys right here, you guys are not going to want to miss out on these.
No,
I might have to slip these away as I'm going off the
Yeah,
set.
there's actually
I
some
tried,
really
but they brought
nice
me back.
ones. There's some really nice ones. We even have phone cases. So
Yeah.
if you need a new case for your phone, I think there's 23 different phone cases.
Very good.
that
Okay, we're close enough. Let's do the drawing.
Okay, wait, really quick.
Oh,
Renata Doyen, she wants to know what to do for the draw.
okay.
Go
ahead.
invite 3 folks, 3 of your crafting friends, to either watch the live or to subscribe to Amy's channel, and
Come see a video or whatever.
yes. So
if you hurry to invite them, we will hurry and write your name down, and you can be in our drawing. And then the person gets, go ahead and bring that up. Our gnome. You were going to say something, sorry.
we should name her now that we've talked about names.
Now
but
we should name her.
maybe we should leave that to the winner. The winner
What do you
can
think,
name
Jiminy? What would
her. Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy Cricket. It's Gimme.
I just can't get it right. What do you think? What would you name this? Gimini?
Gimme. It's like aluminum, right?
Well, I'll tell you, she looks like a Nelly
A
to
Nelly.
me.
What do you think?
Nellie the gnome.
Nelly the gnome. I
Okay.
like Nelly. I like Nelly.
So what?
Okay, so now you can't be peeking on
I'm not
who
gonna
you're.
peek.
Let me go ahead and give it another good shake, just
All
for
right,
good measure.
shake that up, shake it up, shake it up.
And drop in here.
Oh, see, this will be perfect. It's
Okay.
7:59.
Punctual.
All right, let's
That's him.
see. Let's
Mix it all up.
Who's gonna win? Okay, so I've got one in my hand. Make sure I don't have 2. So this is what we'll do. If you're on when I read your name, then give us a thumbs up or say something to let us know that you're on. because you have to be here to win. So we need to we need you to acknowledge that you're here.
Yep.
And if you're here, then we'll have you email us your address, contact information
Yeah.
where we can mail
Yep.
things. Are we ready?
And your email address can be found in any of the video descriptions at the
It's
bottom. Go
DIY
straight
is
down to
happy
the bottom.
place. It's pretty easy.
Well, no, it's
not.
amy@gmail.com.
Oh,
Amy Happelman.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what we're supposed to say. Okay,
Sorry.
here we go.
That's it.
The winner is Luann Johnson.
Woo!
Woo!
All right.
Luann. So
That's
very
awesome.
good. Luann wins.
That's fantastic.
All right. Ada gave a thumbs up. All right. So
Okay, so what else? Any closing things that we need to? I'm just looking forward to another 100 videos from you.
As
Yeah.
am I.
Absolutely.
definitely coming up, and we'll just keep on having our guest hosts to come back and ask some
As our
questions, and we'll keep on going.
150th video and our 200th video.
The main thing I want to say is thank you to all of you. Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
so much for joining with us tonight. And we just love having you. And thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you haven't already, ring the bell to all so you'll be notified whenever I put up new content. And we will see you again soon. This is when Nellie goes.
Thank you, Nellie.
Oh, there we go.